In today's video, we're going to go over how to change the fuel pump. This is going to be a 03 Dodge 3500. This will be pretty much the same thing for all the Dodges, this body style. Now this is going to be the in-tank fuel pump, and we're not actually changing it, but we've got to drop the tank and clean it. So the process is going to be the exact same process for changing the fuel pump. We're actually going to remove this truck. It's got a sending unit in the tank. It doesn't have the fuel pump. If you're watching this for the diesels, they've got a lift pump behind the driver's side tire, and then some of them have a pump in tank, and some of them just have the sending unit in tank. But in this video, we're going to go over removing the tank, removing the sending unit, pump, whatever you want to call it. And I'm actually going to clean the tank and the inlets because this Dodge is not getting enough fuel. But hopefully you enjoy it. If you do, hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments. If you have anything to add to it, comment. If you just absolutely hate this video and think it's junk, let me know. I enjoy reading all of the comments. So let's get into it. It should be pretty simple. I believe we got a few filler necks to take loose, maybe some 15s, and I do not think we've got to drop the drive shaft on these trucks, but we may have to. But I'm thinking we can get by with it. So let's get started. So let's take a look at what we've got going on. If you look right underneath your fuel tank filler, you're gonna have some hoses right here, and they should be 8mm. We're gonna take this hose loose and this hose loose off the tank. That way we don't have to fight them. Now I say that sometimes they're a pain to get off, and you may have to take them loose up there, but we're going to try right there so we don't fight hoses. Now this is going to be your wire going back to your pump or your sending unit. We're not worried about it yet. Once we get the tank down, we will fight it. So let's roll over here and look at your tank bolts. Alright, so this is going to be pretty much the same for all these trucks. If I can get positioned here, you're going to have your strap, and it's going to lock in on this side. When you take your strap loose, you have to pick up, pull out. If I can keep from getting all dizzy and sick. Right there is your bolt. It'll zoom or do whatever it's want to do. And then just go back here and look at your back strap, and there's your next bolt. So there's going to be 15s. What we're going to do is we're going to loosen these straps, probably down. Boy, I'm not prepared for this today. We're going to loosen these all the way down to the bottom, not take them completely off yet, and we'll see if that gives us enough room to undo our fuel pump, sending unit, whatever. And what we're also going to do is when you look at your fuel tank, you're going to want to put a jack under it. Hopefully you don't have just a ton of fuel in your tank, but we're going to put a jack with a board under the center and put a little bit of pressure when we're taking off. That way we can control the fuel tank coming down. So we've got a tank dropped, got our filler neck hoses loose. Now let's roll under here and I'll show you taking the fuel lines, and your electrical necks are loose. You're going to roll over here, and then if you can, between your exhaust pipe and your drive shaft, you're going to squeeze up in here. And you can see right there your two fuel lines and your electrical connector. So what we're going to do is we're going to spray that down with brake cleaner and some compressed air, try to clean all that up, because they're kind of a pain to get loose if they're packed full of dirt. So let me clean that up and we'll be right back. So now you can kind of see what we've got going on. So your electrical connector is pretty simple. You're going to push this tab right here down, pull off. You may have a red lock tab right here. If you do, put a screwdriver, pry it back. Let's see if I can get this loose. Y'all right here. I'm not gonna be able to with one hand. So go ahead and show this to y'all. On your fuel lines, see this blue one right here. You're actually gonna want to push those down. Let's see if I can get my screwdriver. You've got a tit right inside this line holding it on. So these wings right here, pull your fuel line in to take tension off of them, and then squeeze those, and your fuel line should slide off. Sometimes it's easier said than done, but it shouldn't be too bad. But I don't think there's that one. I believe somebody's actually already broke the lock tab off of it. But anyways, let me set this camera down, and like I said, you're going to pull your fuel line in towards the pump to take pressure off these wings, and there'll be two of them, one here and one right below it. Might have to use some needle nose pliers, or you can twist the line if you're able to get your hands on them. So everything is undone. You can see the tabs. We will try to wiggle this tank out from under the truck. Just let it down slowly, pull your jack out from under it, and then try to slide it and get it to come out from under the frame rail. Another note, on some of these trucks, you're gonna have vent lines. Maybe right there. There may be one right here on this pump too. But just double check everything and make sure if you have vent lines that you've taken them loose. Now we've got the tank out. We've got a drain pan sitting over at the side, and we have cleaned this area halfway decent. Bunch of brake cleaner, compressed air, anywhere you can put it right here, try to get all your dirt and debris removed from it. Now we're going to take this lock ring off, spin it off to take the pump out. They make a tool for it. Some people use big channel locks. You can take a screwdriver and a hammer and just knock the ring loose. Just try to use some common sense. But I'll show you right here. Before you take it loose, remember how your lines are facing. So on this tank, they're gonna be 90 degrees to the side. So we'll just take a screwdriver, a little bit at a time. See if I can get it loose. Oh, yeah. So once you get it loose, finish taking off my hand. Now you're gonna pick your tank up. Be mindful of your float, which direction she's sitting. Let's see the float. There she is. So we're gonna angle it up so we can get her float out. And then we'll lay this over into our drain pan for the time being. And that is how you get it out. So to install, same procedure. Take your new pump, set that in there, lock your lock ring, hook everything back up. We'll see if I do that in the video.